All right, welcome back. So in today's video, we're checking on code.org here, CS Discoveries, and this is lesson 15 conditionals. This is a challenge activity. It's called Visible. And what we really have, what's going on is we have this balloon, and when it reaches a certain position or size, we're going to have it change, and it's going to say pop. So it says what we need to do is we're going to use the visibility property inside an if statement to make the balloon pop when it's hits the edge of the game area. So create a pop sprite, which uses the pop visual in the animation tab. So if we go over to animation tab, we have the pop sprite there. And then we're going to set the pop sprite to be hidden at the beginning. We're going to add a conditional that checks the size of the balloon to see where it touches the edge of the screen. And then inside your conditional, set the balloon sprite to be hidden. All set, and set the pop sprite to appear. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to create a pop sprite right here. So we're going to go ahead and drag out a variable. Let's go ahead and move this up. So we have, we'll call this pop. And it's important to keep these in the same location. This is, same XY location, so keep these the same. If you ended up not having that, let's say you had a character down here and then it's going to pop up over there. For this particular activity, you want to make sure they're the same. If you did want that to happen, obviously you could do that. But all right, so we have that. We're going to go ahead and set the animation, and we'll go ahead and put pop. And we're going to set that to pop right there. And then that's all. Oh, we need to do the visibility too. So let's go ahead and do visible. And we'll say that pop visible, and it's going to be false. So we can actually use just true false for this. So if we ran this right now, we would not see our balloon. And it's going to continue to grow because we haven't set this down here yet. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go down and go to our draw function down here, and we're going to create our if. And then we're going to place that right down here. So let's go ahead and go to control and go ahead and drag out our if. Okay, so now that we have our if, what we want to do is have this check to see once a balloon gets to be a certain size. Okay, so because we can see right here that we have the balloon growing, right? When we run it, we can see that the balloon, without my if there. Well, we'll leave that. We can see that, in the game, we're having it grow, and then eventually want it to say pop. So we're going to say if that sprite, if it's scale, so let's go to scale here. Okay, if that balloon scale, gonna need something else here. We need a comparison because we're gonna compare these. So let's actually drag this out of here. And let's say once it's greater than a certain number. So now we can use scale. And let's say when it gets to be 0.65, so a little bit over half, right? Once it gets to be that size, then we want it to do two things. One, we want our balloon to become invisible. So we're going to go ahead and drag this out. And we want the other one to become visible. So pretty simple here. We're going to say that balloon is going to be false. And our pop sprite is going to be true. Now, if we did this correctly, what should happen is our balloon's going to grow, 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 grow. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, so if two things about that. If you didn't want to wait that long, you could change the scale number and it's going to go up quicker. Okay, but this is the number that they give you to start out with, but you can try it just to make this. So that's totally up to you. If you increase this, it could go quicker, but you don't have to. You just be patient and eventually it'll get to be that size, or you could make this smaller too and say when it gets to be 50, 0.50 or 0.1 or something like that. All right, so hopefully this helps you with your code, and good luck.